Today we've got some updates, a lot of updates to my new talk in a box and some other ways of using it here. This is my setup here for my XTOC. So let's have a look. If you've missed my first video on XTOC, not to worry, everything is different now. So I'm going to speed through this as fast as I can. There's a lot to cover. So basically, this is our tactical operations center that runs in a browser that anybody can run, but it does a huge amount of stuff. The basics are we send packets over any kind of transport method you could desire. I now have Reticulum, MeshCore, Meshtastic, all Manet, you name it. So you format your packet and then you can do a clear version for ham radio or you can do it secure. And the secure is fully encrypted. Now, we have new different formats of our templates that can do different things. And what they do is you pull them into the map at the talk and you can do different things. Automatically, most of them come in as you'll see. So we have trusted mode and untrusted, which is basically untrusted mode is all packets. Trusted is only the ones that came in encrypted over any source. We can hide things from the map. We can show our team members. We can show mesh nodes from any of the meshes, which isn't active right now. We'll turn that on in a second. All our different templates, these new phase lines, submissions, and there's two more coming in the next version. We can do drones, remote ID, we'll see in a second, ADSB for aircraft, ships now, AIS, ATAC integration, and our SATCOM. Our SATCOM is really cool. I'll show that right here because what you can do is set up for FM voice repeater satellites. If you're a ham like me, you can see when this is set for my location. So this one is going to pass in one day. It's a really low pass. And then this one we've got in 3 hours, 44 minutes, we have a super good pass at 77 degrees. So that one we could talk on and use as a repeater to get our message out or send some XTOC packets even. Uh, yeah, you actually could. I don't think anybody's ever really done that, but we can do our KMLs, our ATAC stuff, and we can also now print from this and do an AO summary and print that out. I have two thermal printers and super handy. You can print this out and get a complete news, what everybody's up to in the AO, and even weather, current radar picture, and just hand those out to people. Pretty handy. So communication covers all the templates that have come in. From within there, you can look at each one in detail, who it was, what happened, or you can open it right on the map and just zoom to it on the map, which is pretty cool. This is standard packet form for XTalk only, and everything's on my website. On Mesh is where it gets really cool. I basically have now replaced the Meshtastic interface. We have Meshtastic and MeshCore, and then now I added Reticulum, and it should work. And I guess I'm just out of range of my my Bluetooth radio. You'll have to join the Discord to check it out. Basically, your thread shows up here and all of our different channels and our interface, and then you have raw packet logs and stuff too. But yeah, pretty cool. Mesh chat for Reticulum, pretty straightforward if you're into Reticulum. I'm not yet. Hopefully I get to learn. And Manet, which is the man portable ad hoc network for using. I'm going to be making some open Manet nodes here shortly. And our SATCOM is where you set up all your different satellite stuff. So right now I have a plan for FM voice because you can use those as repeaters. They're wonderful repeaters in the sky, but we also have the other 14,303 that you can enable any one of them on your map and track it, which is kind of handy. Drones, this uses the BLE on your device to listen for the FAA tracking info if you're in the US or have a commercial drone, and you can display it right on your map. No fancy equipment, Ships require an RTL SDR dongle, an external software-defined radio, but no problem. They're like $10. Team is where we can now set up different squads. So we can make squads with radio frequencies and all kinds of goodies, as well as store everything you could ever want to know about your squad, and then or any of your team. And if you want to travel and go somewhere and hand that out, well, you can use your nifty thermal printer and print that roster right out from here. And there you go. We have our team roster and everything we need to know to hand somebody on a emergency scene or whatever. Pace plans, I don't have much in here. Too much to cover. Way too much to cover. This menu is massive, so no thanks. You can dig into that. Our file structure, you can host files. So for your operational procedures or registration forms or whatever, you can store here for quick access and print. And secure keys are where we make our secure keys to do our encryption, and we can rotate them out in here. Now, this is now any message that comes through on the old keys will now be flagged on the map as it'll have a little flag and not show. It'll say that it was on an inactive key, and then you can tell that you need to work that out with that person, or it potentially might be a leak. It might be your key is compromised, and yeah, you can just ignore it then. And our help file is super extensive now. Yeah, it has a lot, because we have the different, like, things like Manet you can now use for you can use LAN, so you can pipe this data over the internet or whatever you want. There's all kinds of things you can do now that we've made the frameworks. So basically, it's up to you to play around in. And then I don't know whether I skipped over it, but in the news is the same as our print, except in one screen you can sort of see what's going on in your AO. Also, at the top, I don't know whether I mentioned it, but we have all the newest things will be scrolling across the top of the screen, the last 24 hours of things. And in the bottom, there will soon be another one for a very complicated module that I'm building that will allow you to do custom logic and time-based things and alarms and people going places that alert you. So that like crossing this phase line and things like that. So update straight from the server. This is a PWA. It's just a web app. So just hit update and you can grab the updates, import and export. And also these indicators tell you if you're connected to your mesh or not, or you can jump to it, and then online or forced offline. If you want to go dark, this kills all calls. So that weather call, there's not very many calls in this program. I don't call home for anything unless you push a button other than weather. And like maps, if you went to download the new map. So, but see, we're on a different map now because we're on my cached tiles, because we forced offline. And if we go back online, boom, we'll get back to our tiles and we can download those. So yeah, I think that's about it. It's a lot. There is a lot here, and it can do a lot of things. And every day I'm adding more. Drop in the Discord, and you can see some of this. But it's pretty extensive what we can do now, and we can sort of run our technical operations in a browser window now. So I'll put the links down below. Cheers, guys.